Ladies and gents, thank you for joining me for another weekend warm-up reaction. So today I want to go back to melodic death metal. I want to go back to one of the most famous bands to come out of Sweden and one of the most famous bands to play the melodic death genre, and that's AMON AMARTH. Now, AMON AMARTH means Mount Doom in Sindarin in the Elvish tongue from the Tolkien lore. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and, who was responsible for the Tolkien universe. I remember and I listened to two songs from AMON AMARTH. I'll be straightforward. One is Cry of the Blackbirds from the With Odin on Our Side album, released in 2006, and the other one is called Shield Wall. I believe it's taken from the Berserker album, released in 2019, so not the last album, but the before last one. So those two songs, I have listened to them and I remember them very well, and I really, really like them. One of my most favorite melodic death songs. Now, I was wondering, because I want to go more deeper into AMON AMARTH. I've seen them live once a couple of years back at Metal Fest in the Czech Republic, and they were great live. They sounded really tight and they make a really good, atmosphere. So I wanted to check them more. And I'm not sure if I've listened to other songs. I was doing some research and I know that their most famous albums are Twilight of the Thunder God, released in 2008, and the aforementioned With Odin on Our Side, released in 2006. So I was wondering which songs to listen to. I was doing some research and some songs came up frequently, like Valhalla Awaits Me, Runes to My Memory from the With Odin on Our Side album. Also Twilight of the Thunder God, the title track of the album with the same name. And there were a couple of other songs. So I decided, let's go with Twilight of the Thunder God because that's one of their most famous songs. It features Roop Latvala. I don't know who that is. Let's see who's Roop Latvala. Finnish guitarist. Okay, he's the founding members of thrash metal band Stone. Okay, I don't know him. And I don't remember anything from this album, and it's one of their most famous albums. So I want to start with that one. Let me know what other songs I should check for AMON AMARTH in the comments below. Before we continue to the reaction, I want to show you this new t-shirts designed by myself. You can get the merch already. I'll put the links below. Look how cool it is. Metal. I'm wearing it all the time. I love it, so I hope you love it too, and I'm looking forward for you to try it and order it. There are some variations of colors, and the skull color and the skull logo also on the left side, a smaller one, so do check the merch below. And also consider hitting the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate the time you took for joining me and for watching this video, so I would really appreciate if you hit the like button. That being said, let's go to the band lineup. I think there is one member that has changed, the drummer from 2006 when the With Odin on Our Side album was recorded. So we have Johan Hegg on vocals, Johans Söderberg on guitars, Olavi Mikkonen on guitars, Fredrik Andersson on drums, and Ted Lundström on bass. So the drummer has changed. The current drummer is Jocke Wahlgren, if I'm spelling that correctly. All right, let's not delay. Let's jump into Twilight of the Thunder God. Let's do this. You ready? I sure am. Thor, Odin's son. Those typical, how do you call them? Those licks. You find them in power metal a lot, in melodic death metal. I think melodic death metal has a lot in common with power metal in that they have kind of a similar, playing and alternate picking riffs, fast picking, double bass drums somehow, but of course the vocals is usually growling, not high pitched screams, shrieks. So they're playing two chords, so just two chords and playing those notes over those chords, in the scale. There were some in the background, the rhythm was playing a few notes like leading to that other chord, which is cool. So Fenrir, that's the wolf, the son of Loki. The the chorus is pretty catchy. Rings a bell. Maybe subconsciously I remember this chorus from the when I watched them live. Not sure if I've heard this song before. Like I don't remember anything, but the chorus kind of familiar. But yeah, they I didn't mention that. Of course, for those of you who listen to Amon Amarth, you know that they deal with uh from the songs which I heard, and that's not a lot. They deal with Viking mythology. So, and also from the, from the album titles like this one, with Odin on Our Side, Surtur Rising, Yom's Viking. So it's all Viking mythology. I'm not sure if in their older albums they were dealing with other topic, since their name is taken from the Tolkien universe. So maybe they had some Lord of the Rings, Tolkien references previously. They deal with Viking mythology, and here is saying like Thor, Odin's son, Fenrir, who I believe is the wolf, who's Thor's son, and Ragnarok, prepare for Ragnarok, save the world. Ragnarok is like the kind of the doomsday or the apocalypse day or something like that, the equivalent in Norse. Let's continue. I like that lick in the back. Yeah, it's cool. It goes well with the chorus. So they're not using like a riff, heavy one. They're accentuating the melody with an alternate picking lick. Changing the rhythm. Woo! I like the chorus. All right, let's try to play some of the riffs they were playing there. Okay, let's look at what they're playing. I really like some of the licks here and guitar riffs. So let's see what they're playing. I was checking the tuning online, and they're tuned like 5 half steps down. So it's like they have a 7 string, but on a 6 string. So it's like these 6 strings, they're tuned a full string down, So it's like having a 7, and I have a 7 string, so basically it fits really well. I don't have to retune or do anything. And the main lick is in a C sharp note. So this is the B. And this is the low 7th string open B. And they're playing one note above that, so it's a C sharp. And I believe they're playing it up here, not down, from the sound of the strings. So it would be something like this. Something like that, I believe. I've heard the song a little bit, tried to play with it, and that's what I've come up with. I haven't checked anything, so... But it sounds correct to me. So they're playing some... I'll play it slowly, something like this. So they're basically playing these notes while palm muting and alternate picking the root note, which is C sharp in the first half of the lick, and then going down to B. And they're playing these notes, so on the C sharp riff, it's... And then in the second half of the guitar riff on the B note, they're playing this. Yeah, something like that. It's a cool riff. And they're playing it throughout the intro and the verse, so you really have to keep up the stamina, the tempo, you know, not do a mistake. So it's not that easy, although it's a simple structure. 2 chords playing, you know, these licks known in the melodic death or in the power metal genre, which are not easy, but when you get used to them, they're not extremely hard. Of course, they're harder than your regular, you know, power chords. But, you know, like they're 2 chords, but still you have to maintain that tempo and not do a mistake. And it's not easy. You have to practice a lot to do that. So again, it's something like this. Okay, then we have what they're playing behind the chorus, like with the melody, with the vocal melody. I think it's something like this. Something like that. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but I'll repeat again. Maybe without the alternate picking, just playing the notes. Either that or something like that. So it's I was saying during the reaction, it's a cool way to, so they're not playing like power chords or something, or maintaining that guitar riff in the intro and the verse, but they did something different. It sounds pretty cool. And then we have that riff before the solo, that, let's say, bridge or something, and that's also cool. And they're playing, I believe, also on the C sharp, but on the higher one. So my 7th string, the low 7th string, is in standard B tuning, and they're playing one note above that. So it's a C sharp. So that's the root note of the song. And they're playing something like this. I'll play it slow and then try it faster. So that's what I hear they're playing. So it would be something like this, a little bit faster. And then they're playing the same kind of melody, but on, not the exact notes, but kind of, on power chords. So it's something like, from what I remember, something like that. I'm not sure, but they're playing like around these chords. Yeah, and then there's the really nice solo, by the way. And then they're back into this, you know, intro riff. Yeah, it's a pretty solid song. I really like the licks. It's, you know, their songs are not really complex. You can really hear what they're doing. It's like 2 3 chords going back and forth, then changing the rhythm, playing a little bit of different notes with that lick. But it sounds good. It's well written, it's coherent. Growling is not one of my favorite vocal styles, but I can listen to, like I mentioned in previous reactions, I do like some bands with growling. Amon Amarth being one of them. Although again, I haven't listened to much of their songs, but I like this deep growl. I really like it. Opeth as well, Dark Tranquility, Scar Symmetry. To mention a few, you know, I have some growlers which I like. You know, I can't listen to it all the time, but I enjoy it when I listen to it, especially the good songs. And it's really all coherent. The vocals are solid, fits the style. You know, the Viking mythology, I love it. I play a lot of Viking games, and I watch a lot of Viking movies. I love, you know, the mythology in general. I love fantasy mythology, so all fits to me well, but I don't see this as anything extra over, let's say, Cry of the Blackbirds. So if I want to listen to them, I would go to Cry of the Blackbirds because it has those abrupt stops, that nice lick there. You know, that beginning here, the, I don't know, angels cry, whatever, I forgot the lyrics. Hear the blackbirds cry, no. And it's more impactful than this one. So I don't see the added value of adding this song to the playlist if I already have Cry of the Blackbird. It's not that much different. It's more basic, I would say, but the chorus is really catchy. It's a really fun song. I will listen to it again, but I'm not sure if I would add it to the playlist. I'm sure there are other songs from them. I'm, let's say, 99% sure there are playlist songs for me, in my view, which should be added to the playlist, but I still haven't discovered them. So let me know which songs I should check out from AMON AMARTH and potentially do a reaction for. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Again, consider hitting the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel going. I really appreciate it. Thank you again for taking the time to join me, and I'll see you in the next one.